Hey everyone, happy Friday off the rail sports with Bert Beiswanger. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're getting a leg up on the weekend. Still cold here in the heartland, but we're thawing out. It's the rays of sun are burning off the snow on the roads and the sidewalks and the driveways. The kids are back to school. It's around 20-degree highs, which feels really warm. Feels like spring. Not quite, but when it's zero with a wind chill of -10, trust me, 20 feels pretty good. This vortex, man, this thing is just like it's taking over the entire country this year. Um, like I said all the time, polar vortex is undefeated this year in 2025, 2026. Outdoor hockey game in Tampa, Florida this weekend. One of the outdoor, they do a stadium, not stadium series, whatever they call it. I mean, it's not the Winter Classic, but they have different outdoor games, various every year. And this year, they're doing it in Tampa, Florida. And I thought, well, this is really intriguing. I want to see how cool is it going to be to watch them playing hockey in the warm palm tree confines of South Florida. And as it turns out, it's going to be very wintry there. High of 42 on game day on Sunday, I think. Low in the 30s. So I don't know if I like that or not. Part of me says cool for the Florida people because they actually get the full feel of a winter event, right? The cool weather, watching hockey outside. But I was looking forward to seeing, just how they kept this ice in shape and, playing in warm temperatures. They've played in LA before. LA is a little more moderate this time of year than South Florida is. But nonetheless, here we go. Tampa Bay Lightning, Boston Bruins, Sunday at 6 or 6:30, and I'm really looking forward to it. I have some friends that are going to the game, and they're having to scramble for some winter gear. But it is what it is. We like it. All right, you know what else makes me warm is watching the PGA Tour this time of year on their California swing. And soon they'll be going through Texas and down south to Florida, doing the Florida swing in March. But look, they were in La Quinta, California last week. Scotty Scheffler, the GOAT, well, not the GOAT, but for this generation, I mean, he's doing Tiger Woods type of things. You know what I mean? And no, I'm not drawing a comparison to Tiger Woods per se, um, but for his generation and what he's doing, dude just shows up and wins events. And he did it again last week and put the field away. And so now this week it's on to the Farmers Insurance Open at Torrey Pines and around San Diego area. And the return of Brooks Koepka, first event back after going to LIV for a few years and coming back from LIV. So we'll see. Brooks didn't have a really good round yesterday. I think he played the harder of the two courses out there. But suffice to say, he didn't have a good round. He hasn't been playing a lot of great golf anyway. But glad to see the return of Brooks Koepka. I don't know why. When it was announced he came back, it sparked some debates with some about, well, this won't do anything for the tour and TV ratings and et cetera, et cetera. What it does as a golf fan? It's good to have people back on playing together. And Brooks Koepka is one of the best of his generation. So I think it's awesome he's coming back. Patrick Reed is now coming back. So we'll see if there's any other things that happen between now and, I don't know, the next week or so. But I think having Reed and a multiple major winner and Koepka back on tour is not a bad thing. LIV will go on doing what they're doing, and these guys will make their way back onto the PGA Tour. So I think it's great, and I like seeing Brooks Koepka because I've always been a big fan of his. Hey, golf is doing really well right now. YouTube golfers are killing it. Bryson DeChambeau, he's playing on LIV, but he's killing it on he's killing it in the business world, and his YouTube golf is really good. I enjoy watching that. I enjoy watching Phil Mickelson. So I'll take it as much golf as I can get. We've got the LIV event back in Indianapolis this year. So selfishly, I'd like to see no more defections at this time. But what happens happens. So I'm going to watch the PG Tour, whether you know additional golfers come back or not. It doesn't matter. TV ratings for the PGA year over year, CBS reported last year, 2025, they were up 17% over 2024. So I don't care what line of business or what sport you're in. That's a good trend line. 17% year over year increase is a good trend line, and it's great for the game. And the tour last year, I mean, man, I felt like there was a stretch there late in the season. There was a stretch like 3 weeks in a row where it was going down to sudden death playoffs. Four players tied for the lead with 2 holes to play, and yeah, it's just all kinds of craziness and really entertaining golf. So that's one thing. Golf fans are golf fans. So I remember when the split was kind of happening. It hurt to see it, and it hurt to see guys leave that I really liked. But at the end of the day, as time goes on, you got new stories that come to the forefront, and I follow those, and I follow those stories, and I watch the tournaments, and as long as the product's good, the ratings are going to stay. The attendance numbers at some of these events has been unbelievable. Indianapolis, by the way, on the Live. Speaking of attendance, can't speak for all their other events, but we set the record for the most attended Live event to date last year here in Indianapolis, Westfield. So suffice to say, that contract got renewed pretty quickly, and they are coming back this year and looking forward to getting out there. But Brooks Koepka, love the return to the PGA Tour. Unless something very significant happens today, he may not even make the cut his first time around. So, but I'd rather have him playing here and not making cuts than not playing at all. All right, well, that's that. Big news in another, I'd say, not alternate sport, but we're talking a little non-major stick and ball sports here today. IndyCar Racing just announced they are going to race in Washington, D.C. as part of America 250 celebration. There's going to be an IndyCar race in the streets of Washington, D.C. I think it's going to be called the Freedom 250, August 21st through the 23rd. And this has Fox Sports fingerprints all over it. They got the TV contract for IndyCar now. They've invested directly into the series, so they're like 30% ownership of the IndyCar series right now, and they are kicking things up a notch pretty regularly. So you're going to have the big Dallas street race this year around Texas Stadium and Globe Life Field where the Rangers play. That is going to be fantastic. And from everything that I've seen and I can tell and feel, I mean, Fox is promoting the heck out of this thing, and I think it's going to have just a much more professional look and feel to it. And that's IndyCar needs that. There's some of these street races that just they don't look the part. And I think if you're going to have these events, they need to be big time. And this is one. So they just announced it from the White House today. Executive order by President Trump to have IndyCar in D.C. as part of celebrating America 250. So looking forward to that and see. I think it's going to be cool looking, passing by. I haven't seen the layout yet. I don't know if they've announced what the layout is going to be, but suffice to say the backdrop will be pretty cool. Lots of big wide streets there in D.C. So actually I think it has a chance to be, the infrastructure is there to make this a really, really cool event. So looking forward to that. All right, this weekend, more basketball, hoops. Purdue has to kind of work its way out of its. They're in a 3-game losing streak right now. Indiana, big win this week at home against Purdue. IU really needed some kind of a signature win, and when you're in the Big Ten, you don't really need many. You just kind of need one. That's good enough for the committee typically, because IU did not have a major signature win to date. And so this was a big one. Now we'll see where it goes from here. But I do enjoy watching this Indiana team. They're just thin. They're just not real deep. They're not real big. So they're going to have games where they're lighting it up from three like they did. And then if they're not doing that, they're going to struggle. But it's a much more cohesive team. Looks like a team. And I do enjoy watching this team over previous IU teams. Purdue, you know, they haven't lost bad games. I mean, they lost at USC, barely, right? They lost at IU, and I'm sorry, they lost at UCLA. I said USC. UCLA. They lost at IU, and they lost at home to Illinois. So one by one, those are all quality losses, I would call them. But three in a row, you start to get a little bit worried. I did not really buy into the whole Purdue #1 team in the country. Not when I started watching basketball this year and saw the likes of like an Arizona. That Purdue is not that team. So when you see some of these other teams around the country, I mean, is Purdue a top 10 team? Yeah, probably. I don't know what they're ranked right now. That doesn't really matter. But I can't say they're more than that. They just lost three in a row. So, I don't think they're as good as. Well, I mean, you look at Houston, Arizona, Duke. Yeah, I don't see it. I would put even like a team like I follow Florida, but Florida's backcourt's so consistently inconsistent. If Florida had a backcourt at all, consistent backcourt at all, I'm not talking like last year. I'm just talking about a really decent, solid, consistent backcourt. Florida's probably a top 5 team, and they've shown that with their losses. But anyway, that's getting down a rabbit hole on the Gators, who did win, by the way, the other night, 94-49, something like that, 96-49. They at Carolina. Man, the Gamecocks didn't even. I mean, just what a beatdown! What a beatdown! I mean, I know South Carolina is not that good this year, but man. Anyway, Florida was coming off a bad game, a really bad game at home against Auburn, so I have a feeling they got after it in practice. But anyway, we'll see. We'll see if IU can keep things rolling. I think they've got a 2-game trip out to California, USC and UCLA. So if they can snag one of those, I think they're cooking with Crisco, as they say, and they'll be right in position to make the NCAA tournament. But the Purdue game was huge because without that, they're going to struggle. They were going to struggle to make the tournament, I think. My Ball State Cardinals going for 4 in a row. Wow. Not real impressive wins, but wins nonetheless. And so, based on what I had seen this season, any win is an impressive win if you're a hashtag We Fly Ball State Cardinal. All right. Hey, listen. You guys get a leg up out there. Enjoy the weekend. Have a good one. And we will talk soon. Take care.